Apple have just announced the brand new iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Pro, and I have to say I'm really impressed with the updates to the Pro models this year, and even happier about the direction that Apple is taking the iPhone in. When Apple first released the triple lens camera system on the iPhone 11 Pro back in 2019, it felt to me more like a gimmick than an actual, genuinely useful Pro feature, and at the time it was really hard to see Apple's vision for how this triple lens camera system was going to change the game. Well, fast forward to the present day, and that vision is now crystal clear. Whether you're a photographer, videographer, independent musician, any type of content creator essentially, this iPhone was built for you. So if you're on the fence about whether to upgrade, this video might just push you over the edge. Now, before we start talking about the new features and specs, I did want to mention one thing that not a lot of people seem to be talking about in their reaction videos, and that is Apple's acknowledgement of the creator economy and its ever-growing credibility and influence in the world. At the start of Apple's keynote, Tim Cook introduced the presentation by swiftly recapping the updates that Apple had made to the Mac lineup earlier this year. And to show off how well the new 15-inch MacBook Air had been received, link to my video on that up here by the way, Apple chose to go with quotes and testimonials from, well, independent creators. Not Bloomberg, not TechCrunch, not the Financial Times, but independent YouTubers and creators. And I imagine that this full circle moment for Marques Brownlee was something pretty special.
The 15-inch MacBook Air is going to instantly rocket to the top of the lineup to become the most popular 15-inch laptop.
This, coupled with the length of time Apple spent talking about on-the-go filmmaking using the iPhone 15 Pro, can only mean one thing. Apple is acknowledging the impact and importance of independent creators. And I feel as though we're experiencing a seismic shift happening in the world of media right now, where being a full-time content creator is becoming increasingly expected and looked upon now as an actual viable career option. And Apple has noticed that. Well done, Tim. Well done. And if that doesn't sound convincing enough, Apple has clearly decided to ignore the likes of Samsung and Google and direct their innovation into areas that actually matter to them and their users. And a key area of this, of course, being photo and video. So the new camera system is really what makes the iPhone 15 Pro Pro. It has a brand new triple lens camera system, starting with a 48 megapixel main camera this time around, a 5x optical zoom telephoto lens, and an ultra-wide lens. Both the new iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Pro models have the 48 megapixel main camera now, but don't be deceived. The iPhone 15 Pro has a focal length of 24mm versus 26mm on the regular iPhone 15. I don't think there'll be too much difference in the quality of the photos from each of these lenses, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the reviews say. Just thought it'd be worth pointing out that they're not exactly the same. Okay, so those are the basic specs. But what does that actually mean? Well, I think it means that Apple is working harder and harder now to bridge the gap between film shot on professional cinema cameras and film shot on iPhone. Just look at the quality of this shot on iPhone music video for Olivia Rodrigo's new song. For me, it's indistinguishable from a professional cinema camera. I mean, if somebody had told me that this was shot on a proper professional DSLR cinema camera, I would have believed them. I feel like with previous Pro models of the iPhone, yes, the video quality was great, but there was still a noticeable difference between iPhone video and professional camera video. That gap is now closing fast. Other features include the ability to shoot in ProRes at 60 frames per second. The new camera also supports ACES, which is a colour standard that the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science developed. And what this means is that video shots on the iPhone 15 Pro will blend in better with shots taken with professional cinema cameras. And if that wasn't enough, Apple also showed off their new spatial or 3D video feature, which looks insane. The feature essentially uses the iPhone's camera lenses to create a stereo image and depth effects. And I think that when we eventually get our hands on Apple's Vision Pro headset, not gonna lie, probably gonna need to sell a kidney to afford one of those, I think we'll be blown away, and I can see this being the future of video. Creators and videographers alike will surely be starting to make 3D spatial video in the coming years. And I'm saying it now, this will be the next big thing. For taking photos, portrait mode is now automated, which is amazing. Sometimes when I take a photo, I just can't decide whether I want a regular photo or if I want to switch to portrait mode to blur the background. Well, now Apple will let you decide after the fact, i.e. you can add the depth effect in after you've taken the photo, and you can even switch the focus in the frame from one object to another after the fact, which is super handy. The effect itself looks to have been improved also. From the images that Apple has shown us at least, there looks to be good separation between the object and the background. Apple have also replaced the mute switch with an action button. This is now a programmable button that you can program to do, well, anything really. And I think this will be very, very handy for creators. I myself have always been yearning for a button to quick launch my camera, to take videos at a moment's notice when I'm out and about and I get some inspiration. The button is very small though, and it's quite high up the left-hand side of the phone. So naturally, I'm quite intrigued to see if it will work ergonomically, but I guess we'll see. If so, I do genuinely think that this feature will change the way I use my iPhone. Okay, next, a game-changing feature for me. Nope, it's not USB-C, although it was quite funny watching Apple announce it like it was this new revolutionary thing that they just invented. Classic Apple. But what USB-C has enabled, which is the ability to record video straight into an external drive, which I think is fantastic. I can't tell you the number of times that I've sat down to record a YouTube video with my current iPhone 12, and it runs out of storage halfway through the recording. So I've ended up having to go onto my phone, delete some stuff, make enough space to record the video again, and then re-record it. Thanks to this new feature, however, my video workflow should be massively improved. For photographers, I think this will be a game changer also. Shooting in RAW takes up so much space, so being able to shoot and then store those RAW files directly onto an external disk, bliss, absolute bliss. The regular iPhone 15 series shouldn't go unnoticed though. The iPhone 15 is basically the same as the iPhone 14 Pro, but repackaged at a lower cost with a few features excluded. You obviously lose the 120Hz refresh rate and the triple lens camera system, and the more premium build materials as well. But it's still a solid phone in my view when you consider that you're getting pro level features that are just a year old. So I just wanted to touch on the pricing of these new iPhone models, specifically here in the UK. Any of you guys watching that live in the UK will have noticed that the cost of Apple products has crept up in recent years. And I think Apple blames taxation reasons in the UK for this, I'm not entirely sure. But the iPhone 14 Pro started last year at $1,049. Now, you'll be pleasantly surprised to know that the iPhone 15 Pro is back to starting at that original price of £999, which is actually a price decrease from Apple. I never thought I'd see the day. But that's not all. The new AirPods Pro that now have the USB-C port are now £229. Previously £249. I honestly couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this. An upgrade and a price decrease at the same time. Now is a good time to buy Apple products in the UK. That's all I can say. And with that said, let me know in the comments below if you guys are in the market for a new iPhone. And if so, which model are you going to go for and why? Do hit that like button as well if you found this video helpful. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are interested in watching some more of my Apple related content, including which MacBook Pro you should buy for music production, then I will leave a few links on screen to a couple of videos that you might want to watch next. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.